Take a look around your home. It's in your kitchen. It's on your bathroom shelf. This ingredient is everywhere in your life, yet its story remains hidden. But what if I told you this very ingredient is quietly driving entire species to extinction? Palm oil. It's a name you've heard but rarely questioned. Found in over 50% of supermarket products, from cookies to toothpaste, soaps to instant noodles, its convenience hides an uncomfortable truth. This everyday staple is wreaking havoc on rainforests and wiping out wildlife. Every hour, an area of rainforest equivalent to 300 football fields is cleared for palm oil plantations. The biggest victims? Iconic species like the orangutan, Sumatran tiger, and pygmy elephant are losing their homes. Their survival is no longer a battle against predators, but against our insatiable demand. The orangutan population has plummeted by over 50% in the last 2 decades. But it's not just animals. Indigenous communities who've lived symbiotically with these forests for generations are being displaced. Their traditions are being erased, their voices drowned out by chainsaws. One indigenous leader once said, "When the forest dies, we die with it." You see, the problem isn't the plant itself. Palm oil is incredibly efficient. It yields more oil per hectare than alternatives like soybean or coconut. But it's unchecked cultivation that's the issue. When demand skyrocketed, so did the deforestation. In 1970, global palm oil production was 2.5 million tons. Today, it exceeds 75 million tons annually. This meteoric rise came at the expense of some of the world's most biodiverse regions. The forests of Indonesia and Malaysia, home to countless unique species, have become unrecognizable. What was once vibrant, thriving land is now rows of sterile plantations. But palm oil isn't alone in its destructive wake. Let's talk about soy. Soybean farming, largely driven by the demand for animal feed and biofuels, has led to the decimation of the Amazon rainforest. The Amazon, often called the lungs of the earth, is being choked by expanding soy plantations. Here's a startling fact: 80% of deforestation in the Amazon is linked to cattle ranching and soy production. This is not just about biodiversity loss, but also about the immense carbon emissions caused by deforestation. Then there's avocado, the darling of the health-conscious. But did you know avocado farming is drying up rivers and displacing local communities in countries like Mexico? The high water demand of avocado trees, coupled with the surge in global demand, has strained water resources and fueled illegal deforestation. What's marketed as a superfood comes with a supersized environmental cost. Entire villages have faced water shortages, with locals lamenting, "We can't compete with the global market." Coconut oil, too, is not as innocent as it seems. While it's hailed as a natural and healthy alternative, its production is heavily concentrated in tropical regions where deforestation and habitat destruction are rampant. Species like the Philippine eagle and various endemic reptiles are paying the price for our growing love of coconut-based products. Even traditional farming methods, revered for their sustainability, are struggling to keep up with industrial demand. Monoculture farming, where vast tracts of land are dedicated to a single crop like palm, soy, or avocado, is the common thread here. It devastates soil health, disrupts ecosystems, and creates a domino effect of ecological collapse. Over time, these lands become barren, unable to support life, and the biodiversity we depend on diminishes further. Farmers in affected areas often share a grim observation: we are mining the land, not farming it. Let's take a deeper look into Indonesia, the epicenter of palm oil production. The country has introduced grants to farmers to grow palm oil as a means to lift regions out of poverty. On the surface, it's a noble cause, but the reality beneath is far more sobering. Farmers looking to grow palm oil often face challenges as the land is limited. To make room, many resort to cutting down or burning massive areas of rainforest. It's a quick fix, but the long-term consequences are devastating. Indonesia and Malaysia collectively produce 86% of the world's palm oil. The industry is so enormous in Indonesia that the country has earned an infamous title in the Guinness Book of World Records: world's fastest rainforest destroyer. Let's be honest, reversing this trend isn't easy, but it's not impossible. Start by looking at labels. Certified sustainable palm oil, for example, is a small yet significant step. Brands with certifications like RSPO or Rainforest Alliance are committing to better practices, but they need consumer support to grow. You can also explore alternatives. For instance, soybean oil sourced from regenerative farms or locally grown oils can reduce reliance on destructive practices. Governments and corporations need to be pushed harder to adopt transparent, sustainable supply chains. But as consumers, we hold power too. For example, reducing waste, buying only what you need, and choosing multi-purpose products reduces demand for these crops in the first place. Supporting reforestation programs or conservation funds can also counter the damage caused. Here's something you might not know. Scientists are exploring high-tech alternatives like microbial oils and algae-based solutions. These innovations could one day replace conventional crops like palm and soy, but they need time and investment to scale. Until then, small conscious choices add up. Imagine if every household reduced their palm oil consumption by just 10%. The ripple effect could save thousands of hectares of rainforest annually. Think about this the next time you pick up that favorite snack or beauty product. What you choose today could mean the difference between a thriving planet and one struggling to breathe. By making small, informed changes, you're not just a consumer. You're an advocate for the world's future, and that's a role we can all embrace.